Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Wednesday, November 15th, 2017, and I'm Latricia Powell. Today's stories include information about World Trivia Night on campus and information on the Stephenville ISD Board of Trustees meeting. These stories and more coming up next on Texan TV. In campus news, World Trivia Night will be held Friday at 6 p.m. Tarleton's International Programs is hosting this in room 27 at the Thompson Student Center. To participate, you must form a team of 3 to 5 people, pick a captain, and pick a team name. After that is done, you must register by tomorrow at tinyurl.com/worldtrivianight. The event will also include an international buffet and, of course, prizes. In order to get in, each person must bring at least one canned good. These canned goods will all go towards Tarleton's food pantry. And in local news, the Stephenville ISD Board of Trustees met on Monday. Their agenda included a discussion about improvements for cafeteria food, new Stephenville High School organizations, and recognitions. The Stephenville High School boys and girls cross-country teams were recognized for qualifying for regionals, and student Christian Brown was also recognized for qualifying for state as well, making him the first boy to qualify for state. Superintendent Matt Underwood also spoke about efforts to improving the cafeteria food, such as cooking multiple batches so the food can be fresher for each of the students' lunch period. Underwood also noted that the board did touch on the facility planning list and is hoping to have the list finalized soon. And now today's Texas national and international news from the Associated Press. In Texas news, one of the survivors of a mass shooting at a small Texas church will hold a funeral Wednesday for his pregnant wife and 3 of her children, his parents, a brother, and a toddler niece. John Holcomb has arranged a public funeral for his family at an event center in Floresville, Texas, about 12 miles from the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs, where the shooting occurred. A procession of hearses will travel from the funeral home to the center. Devin Patrick Kelly shot and killed 25 people at the church November 5th. Authorities have put the official death toll at 26 because Holcomb's wife, Crystal, was pregnant. Kelly died of what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And in national news, the state of Ohio has canceled the execution of a condemned killer with multiple health problems on Wednesday because members of the state's execution team were unable to find a vein to insert an IV that would administer the lethal drugs. There have only been 2 other times in United States history that an execution has been called off after the process had begun. In international news, the U.S. military said Wednesday that it has carried out another drone strike against Al-Shabaab in Somalia that killed several extremists, the latest in a week-long series of strikes that have left dozens dead. The U.S. Africa Command said it was the 28th such airstrike this year in Somalia against both the Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab and the new but growing presence of the Islamic State group fighters. The U.S. military said since last Thursday, drone strikes in Somalia against both extremist groups have killed more than 45 fighters. This is the busiest stretch of airstrikes since the Trump administration earlier this year approved expanded military operations against the extremists in this long fractured horn of Africa nation. Wednesday's statement said the latest airstrike was carried out Tuesday evening about 60 miles northwest of the capital, Mogadishu, and occurred in coordination with Somalia's government. Al-Shabaab, the deadliest Islamic extremist group in Africa, has been blamed for the massive truck bombing in Mogadishu last month that killed more than 350 people. It was Somalia's worst ever attack and one of the world's deadliest in years. And in sports, 3 UCLA basketball players will be free to return home following a shoplifting incident in China. Freshmen LeAngelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody Riley were detained in China on suspicion of shoplifting, but are sent home after a 12-hour flight yesterday. Even though the charges were dropped, they still face potential punishment from their university. The school said that the 3 players, head coach Stephen Alford and athletic director Dan Guerrero, will make their first public comments regarding the incident on Wednesday. There was no word on if the trio would be allowed to play on Wednesday's home opener against Central Missouri. The release of the 3 players took a bit of diplomacy on the U.S. side. Pac-12 Commissioner Larry Scott even thanked President Trump, the White House, and the State Department for their efforts in resolving what he called the incident with authorities in Hangzhou, China. And today's weather is brought to you by weather.com. Today will be cloudy with occasional showers this afternoon with a high of 72 degrees and winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. There will be likely a 50% chance of rain, and tonight's weather will be cloudy with periods of rain early with a low of 54 degrees. Tonight the winds will be blowing in northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour and an 80% chance of rain. And this has been a production of Texan TV News, a product of Texan News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Watch us live on Apogee Channel 2.1 in the dorms at 12:30 on weekdays, and if you live off campus, tune in on Northern Cable Channel 9. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news. Today's broadcast was produced by Quinicia Fraser, Ashley Inge, Danny Hernandez, Rebecca Hernandez, and Channing Platt. Have a wonderful day, Texans.